Hi everyone. Today what I'm going to do is lap my valves to the valve seats on my heads. The way you do that is you take like a lapping compound, which is very gritty. I believe it has like 3 different types of like little stones within it, like really tiny. And you place it along the ring, the seat area of your valve. And I will show you this, and you insert the valve, and then you take a tool which has a suction cup. You just kind of press it on it, and then you kind of bring it up and down and you twist. I will show you that process as I move forward. This is my exhaust and this is my intake. And this is my exhaust valve. So I'm going to be taking it in. It kind of drops in there. And this is what I mean. So you take your suction cup and you press it on there after you have the valve grinding compound. Okay? And I will show you that you kind of bring it up and you twist. You bring it up and you twist. And it's going to make like a different sound so you know when it's clear, in terms of when it's mated. You should be able to hear the distinct sound when it's smooth. So I'll go through that process and I'll show you. Okay, one of the first things you want to do is just take very little of this grit, of this compound. Let's see if I can get that on there. Whoop, maybe it's a little much, but you just want to, you don't want to put too much. I mean, I probably overdid it, but along the seat of the valve. Just a little. I mean, this one probably has way too much, but it's okay. And then what you want to do, you just want to oil a little, motor oil, just so that it has something to spin against. You kind of drop that in there, okay? And then you take your lapping tool, all right? You just squeeze it on there, let the suction, and just twist. You hear that sound? So you want to lift and twist. You begin to hear the subtle sound difference. It gets smoother. Well, let's see how this looks. Not sure you can see that, but along this edge you can see the discoloration. I'll probably do it a little bit more, but let me see. I'll show you the end result if it looks a little different than that does. You could begin to hear the sound difference. So you see this ring, look how dark it is, right? That's kind of how they all were, but look at the ones that I've already lapped with the grinding compound. You see that more polished edge? I know it looks like a dull kind of gray, but you got to remember, look how it is here. So it's a vast difference. I've done this one, that one, and these two, the intake and the exhaust on the right. Okay, just to show you a difference. I may come back, and do it again, but it's a very tedious process, but I'll keep you updated. All right, guys, here we are. I went over them again. No, not all of them. I did one or two. I mean, you get a better sense. You could really see, the cut marks of the, there you go, all around. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, you could see these valves in the bottom. That's from grinding it, and the seats. Look, it's fine. These engines are very resilient. All these valves already came out of this head. All I was trying to do is, in refurbishing them, is kind of reseat them very lightly again. Look, there's 100 videos out there on this. I'm just giving you my journey. I'm sure I'm not doing everything to perfection. Some people do it with a drill. Obviously, if you have the machine shop equipment, I'm using the tools that I have at my disposal. Kind of very low budget stuff, like the lapper here. There's a couple of bucks. The compound, another few bucks, and I'm trying to reuse the things that I had. Again, I'd rather put the money into other areas. Your heads are one of the most important of where you can put your money into. But these are good heads. These are airflow research heads. I've had them for many years. But, again, I'm just trying to refurbish them, bring you along into my journey. You do it your way. There's a lot of other, videos that, that give you more precise information. But again, it's my journey, I'm just sharing it with you. All right. I hope, I probably won't be showing the assembly process to the heads. The next step for these heads will be, final cleanup and reassembly. There's lots of videos on that already out there. I don't feel I may need to kind of record that and post it. I don't know, depending how I feel. I just want to do some of these earlier steps because it's not often addressed, and there's a million different ways to do it, but I'm showing you my way. Again, very low budget, just trying to refreshing these heads a little bit and just get the car running again and my engine. I'm excited to get that going. Still got to do the second head, but I'll get to that. All right, all. Thanks for listening.